morning.
It's because you're trying to keep the ground cool in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So you can plant, but then you put pavers in around the plants to keep the temperature down. Cinder block, you can do a lot with cinder block. So like if I wanted to gravel the road in through the double gate we came out of today, I need to trench in and put one of these in. So when I do gravel the road, there's still a place for water to go through. But I was thinking about cooling tubes. We do 100 feet of this. This is really heavy duty. You do 100 feet of this, have, your far end sticking out of the ground. The other end comes up in the house. So in the summer, you open the door on the cooling tube and the ground cools the air as it pulls it into the house. Just they haven't had these out here before. Part of what I'd like to think ahead to is pasture. If I'm going to have goats, I'm going to want to move them. I'm going to want to do things. So picking an area, fencing it off, partitioning it, putting gates between sections so I can move them. Even chickens. I have to start thinking about how things are going to be separated.
And easily transformable, movable in case someone needs to get in there or do something there, set up there, etc.
Well, I have enough land where I can do most of this without compromising any roads. And I can do it now and not even really have to clear it, because when the goats come in, everything goes to grade.
So you said 75, 85 a bundle?
They were 75 last time I was here. I gotta go inside.
Oh, you gotta go inside. They don't really want to tell you out here, do they? And then $8 for the posts. Okay, I see you. And then between each post is like 8 feet or 10 feet?
10.
10? Okay.
Yeah.
So for like 80 feet round circle diameter, or radius. Radius, diameter, circumference. God. Took me a second.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
So I'm thinking about, I think I'm going to buy this. It's not a lot. So ideally what I want is a 3,000 gallon tank. So I can get 3,000 gallons of water from the fire district for like $300. It won't be potable. It's like I have to put it through the filter and all the other stuff to clean it to be able to drink it. But if I'm doing sandbags with 10% concrete in my mix, I gotta have water, like, period.
Yeah.
Pump stuff, pressure tank. And these are the sorts of things that if the price is right, I'll start buying, because eventually we're going to have a well. Eventually and so it's, they have those.
For a price that's not crazy like it's going to be in the future.
Right, which part of that is, well, if I buy it now, when it goes up, I won't have to, it's just, Probably wouldn't buy the material here when I can go into Bend and hit Home Depot, and if I buy more than 10 pieces, the price drops 15%, So there's convenience that it's here, but then there's convenience of what's not going to break your bank.
It's always a balance. I mean, like we said earlier, there's gas, travel, even with the discount,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a trip, because if you come through here seasonally, like, you know, their stock changes pretty radically.
Turkey! Speaking of. So I pull up and I walk in, kinda. Now this one's hot. Sky roof, no fans, no shelves.
The studs are 16 on center, which is building grade.
Oh, good.
So you should be able to come and insulate 11 grand.
Well, if you make that back in a... Oh, look, the keys are here, too. That's nice of them.
11 grand. This is more like what I'm thinking. Oh, and the slide doors, that's sexiness.
Onto a porch, right? This way? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we're just toenailed up top, though. That's okay. I mean, you know, they're doubling their money on this thing.
Yeah.
like no doubt. Yeah. 2 by 20.
Not bad.
I get rid of that door, I bet you I can get it down to 9 grand.
Oh, yeah. And with this window, it's actually not bad. It lets in more light. That's nice.
And high light. I can imagine there's solar on the outside of this wall, and solar up top, and then solar on the other side. And you're not talking about a whole lot of power, you know? It's like once it's, you know, 10 a.m., this panel wouldn't be giving you any power. Unless you do them on a crystalline ones, but that's a different calculation. But these ones up here, that's where you get your juice. It'd be great if each cabin collected its own water.
Well, you need that surface area.
Right, and this certainly has it. Just not sure. It doesn't rain that much out here. I'm not sure how much it would actually collect.
An investment that would be. I'm done closing doors. This is instructions, but no.
Yeah, just for the vets.
Well, there is a QR code, so.
It doesn't give me much information outside of specs.
Oh.
Double door, quantity, price, 7, 8. Still looking at about 9,000.
Well, I like this handle. Okay. I like this.
Loft is a little small.
I put a railing up and then a ladder and sleep up there and then have my office down here.
Well, so the cool thing about it is,
Yeah.
if you wanted to, you add another board and you make that deeper.
Oh, yeah, that's
It's
great.
not, you know, unfunctional.
And if it's on sale, hey.
And then 10% off, so it's going to be, you know, 8,500 instead of 92. Something like that.
Something like that. I like these turn handles.
Yep.
Oh, but this one's locked, I think. Yeah, unless you, yeah. See, God. Oh, this is low.
And the studs are 2 feet on center.
This is like camping cabin, Boy Scout vibes.
Like, right, if you do a loft up here, and
Right,
bunk beds,
bunk beds, yeah.
you can afford to get to this stud, which is just inside of that.
Right.
You did the same thing on that side. You could put a table.
Yeah, I mean, but if it was a fold-out one,
Sure.
so, you know.
Oh, fold out tall?
Oh, yeah, so you can game and have dinner. And then out there's the courtyard where your food's at. You walk in, you know.
And then you still have storage under the beds, storage up in the lofts.
Yeah.
But still, even for this, so like if somebody called me up and said, hey, we want to come out there, so we'd have to put in a cooling tube. Probably want to build out a chimney just for that airflow to go up and out. But this could sleep 6. At the same time, you throw a futon mattress up there, and then you got the whole floor. You know,
That's the options.
Really ways of doing it. You look at it and it's like, well, what's the design feature? You know, if I can go to the website and actually design the shed, then I can, you know, sort of pick and choose and maybe keep those numbers down.
Right.
I like the porches.
Yeah. But you can build those yourself.
At the same time, the porches are almost not deep enough, because certainly in the winter and at the end of the day in the summer, the sun is sitting, you know, on the horizon. And so that light's coming straight in. And it's like, well, how can I make it deeper? Even in the middle of the day, the sun's right above you.
All right, well, that was a fun look around. Back to the property.
So when he was cutting these roads in, I wanted to make sure to keep as much of the sagebrush as I could, which is why I like this section is here. I was like, I can't get rid of that. When they cleared the house plot, they piled up all of the sagebrush and stuff that they took out down here at the end, which gives me a natural partition to keep me out of there. But I also want to come in and like dump soil in it, maybe blackberries, maybe something to kind of hedge that up. And the rest of the berm on the other side of the house plot is just full of birds. Like you walk through there in the morning in the wee hours and you can hear them like chirping, and you're like, what? Where? And I mean, they live in the ground, they live in the trees, like it's everywhere out here. You scraped and you got water, right? You can take 2 shovels out of this, maybe not right here because of the alkali, but you can dig 2 shovels out and watch the water come up. Like the water is there, tons of groundwater, but you don't want to be in it. So yeah, we're gonna figure out the ways. We're gonna figure out the ways.
That's a tough stance, my guy.
Hopefully someone I know or a friendly would buy the 5-acre lot. There's 2 5-acre lots up here that are vacant.
Oh.
If I can get that 5-acre lot, then that gives me access off the main road, so I don't piss off the alfalfa people by bringing in a bunch of cars over this way. That 5 acres though is parking, right? Because we have a capacity. It's not going to be 20 million cars, but you park there, you walk in, and the venue sits off in that area. It's hard to point at.
No, it's good. It's general. Yeah.
And come in and do their thing and then leave. Around that though, like I want gardens and I want other stuff. So when people aren't in the venue per se, they can be outside the venue and still socialize and have a good time and this and that and the other without bleeding out into, you know, whatever campers might be there or whatever. You know, we want to have a show and somebody wants the camping package. You know, well, how many people you got? How much space you want? Okay, this is the price, and they can come in and camp and do the thing. There's still parking over there. Well, maybe the campers can come in. If we have a campground already, you know, and they want to be here and oh, hey, can we go see the show? You know, the camp host will have some extra tickets or whatever. I mean, it's our venue. So I'm not sure, because the camping and the venue, in my mind, are two separate entities. I would rather have the option of upgrading campers to see the show than of suddenly having to deal with people that are seeing the show that suddenly want to camp. Like I think I'd want to keep that separate. Because I think if people go to the show and they're like, dude, I can't believe I got to drive all the way back to wherever. And people are like, oh, you got to drive back? We camped. What? You can camp out here? And then that sends them to the other business. I'd rather do that. But yeah, website, all that. We just got to see how it goes. That is not a sunset. Is that a night rise?
I do not know.
There are times out here where the sun will set. You see the trees over there that look like the two towers? Mm-hmm. The sun will set right down between the two of them.
Oh, yeah.
But then the shadow throws all the way across the property, and it's like, oh crap, is this the end of the world? Like it's yeah, it looks
Tower of Sauron.
It looks so ominous. It's really crazy. It's really crazy. So it rains, and that alkali comes up, and then it dries, and it does this white powder, and it just keeps doing it. So you'll get out there in all that green area, and there'll just be a big, like 8-foot circle that's just white powder, nothing's growing, and all of that. I'd love to find a use for that. There's a berm between this property and the next that's going to be on the west side of the house. And the same shrubs that are out here are there, but they're like 7 feet tall. But they're protected by a berm. And it's like, yeah, let's bring me all your shitty soil, and we're gonna berm it up and make it grow so the soil gets better. Like it just, yeah, it's a lot to do. It's a lot to do. It's gonna go pink. So now you get all the different blues and all that chaos over on that end.
You can see like the rays actually of the sun a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What time is sunset usually around here?
I don't know. I don't have my phone. But I mean, you know, in a couple of minutes.